to today's lesson on our study guide review. So I am just as bad as the students in that I stuck this just in my bag, and as you can see, it got all crumpled. So bear with me on that. So we are reviewing for our test on Thursday. And for all of these, we're going to remember that the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And the key to all of this is figuring out, are you given a leg? So if you're given a leg, it's A or B. And if you're given the hypotenuse, it's C. Okay? So in this problem here, this is the side that we're finding. It is opposite the right angle. The side that we're finding does not make up the right angle, so it's the hypotenuse. So we're going to use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 7 squared plus 24 squared equals c squared. If I am moving faster than you would like, you can always pause. This is really designed to be at this point a review. So 7 squared I happen to know is 49. 24 squared is 576. I'm going to add those together. So 576 is still in my calculator. I'm going to add 49. I get 625 equals c squared. Take the square root of 625. I can just press this button. Oh, no, I can't. 625 square root. And so the answer is A. Okay. I'm going to clear this. And the next one, a rectangle is 80 inches long. So let's think of a rectangle. It's 80 inches long. The diagonal, that's that, is 100. How wide is the rectangle? So you have, in this case, right here, see that? That makes a triangle that has a right angle right here. So if I use a squared plus b squared equals c squared, now I'm given this diagonal, this hypotenuse, it's 100 squared. I have one of the legs. I'm going to find the other leg. Really doesn't matter whether I find A or B. They're both legs. I tend to just go for B. So 80 squared, change colors here so you can see this a little bit better, is 6,400 plus b squared equals, I should be able to do this in my head, but as you can see, it is 6:39 in the morning. So that is a 1 with 4 zeros. Okay, so now I'm solving. I want to isolate, I want to get the variable by itself. So I have to subtract what's on the other side. B squared equals this number minus equals 3,600, and I want the square root of that. Since it was already in there, it worked. So it's 60. The rectangle is 60 inches wide. Clear my annotations. Scoot down a little bit. 2 legs of a right triangle. So 2 legs. So that's where the right angle is. Each measure 10 inches. So this is not, if I wanted to make this look a little bit better. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, there we go. How long is the hypotenuse? They've told me that I'm finding the hypotenuse, so I know that I'm finding the c squared. So I'm not going to write this formula every time, because you're probably not. You're probably just going to write 10 squared plus 10 squared, because those are each of the legs, and I want to find the hypotenuse. Okay? So 10 squared I happen to know is 100. 10 squared I happen to know is 10 times 10 is 100. So I want 200 equals c squared, which means I need to find the square root of 200. You're probably not writing that step. You're probably, well, I don't know what's happened there. We'll just do that. You're probably just coming over here, putting 200 in the calculator, square rooting it, and you get about 14.1. Okay. Next problem, I think is a little more confusing. We had a drawing like it in our work. I think our notes for 12.1 actually. So in the figure above, L is 15. W is 4. Okay, so it's a rectangular prism. It has measurements of 15, 4, and 3. What is the length of S? Where the heck is X? I have no idea where S is. Is this supposed to be S maybe? Okay, let's go with that because that's how it is in the problem that you have under test. So if this is 4, then this is also 4. So if you can visualize this, I have a triangle that is 15 units long, 4 units tall if I'm standing it up, and I'm finding this side. So I'm finding the hypotenuse. Okay, so I'm going to do 15 squared plus 4 squared equals S squared, which is really our side C, but they use the letter S. So that's what I'm doing. 15 times 15 is 225. I know that 4 squared is 16. 225 plus 16 is 241. Again, at this point, you probably would not write this. You'd probably just do 241 square root, and I get 15.5. Now they want to know the diagonal R. So you actually have another triangle here. You have a triangle that's like standing up in this box. What was the hypotenuse of the triangle laying down is now a leg, and it is side S. And we found that S is 15.5. The height of this is 3. And we are finding now that. So the tricky thing is, what was a hypotenuse in the first triangle? S. Hypotenuse in the first triangle, S, is now a leg in the second triangle. Okay? So I'm going to erase some of what I have here. And I'm going to use red to help you follow along that this is the triangle I'm now doing. 3 squared plus 15.5 squared equals C squared. 3 squared is 9. 15.5 squared is 240.25. So I'm going to add that to 9, and I get 249.25. Okay? Oh, I was like looking, I was like, why is it not there? And then I remembered, because I have to square root it. 15.78. That's letter A. Okay? So of these, 4 and 5 are definitely tricky because you have to understand what's happening with the triangles. But if you're watching this video, then you'll probably know how to do it on your test. Which set of numbers can be used to make a right triangle? So for these, you would need to guess and check. So you would actually have to do 3 squared is 4 squared equals 5 squared. You would actually have to do 4 squared plus 5 squared equals 6 squared. I'm not going to do the last one. I'm just going to show you that it's actually 3, 4, 5. 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. 5 squared is 25. 9 plus 16 is 25. 25 equals 25. That checks out. If we did the other one, 4 squared is 16. 5 squared is 25. 6 squared is 36. 16 plus 25, hold on, I'm taking off my sweater because the heat has come on here. I don't feel like adding when I have a calculator. 16 plus 25 is 41. 41 not equal to 36. That is why it is choice A. How am I doing on time here? I'm doing fine. Okay. I have to be somewhere. Okay. Why is it not possible to make a right triangle using lengths of 4 feet, 8 feet, and 10 feet? So 4 plus 8 is greater than 10. Well, yes, it is, but remember the theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 4 squared plus 8 squared equals 10 squared. 16 plus 64. 16 plus 64 is 80. 80 is not equal to 100. So let's look at our twist. 4 plus 8 is greater than 10. Well, that's true, but that has nothing to do with it. 10 minus 8 does not equal 4. That has nothing to do with it. 4 squared plus 8 squared does not equal 10 squared. That's the reason. The other two have to do with how to make a triangle, which you'll learn in high school geometry. Okay? So, clearing these. Scoot this down a little bit. What is the distance between 2 points with coordinates 12, 0, and 0, 35? So I'm going to sketch this out to make sense for me. So 12, 0, be like over there somewhere, right? And 0, 35 would be like, so if I turn this into a triangle, if I go from 0, 0 to 12, 0, oh, that's 12 spaces. And if I go from 0, 0 to 0, 35, that's 35 spaces. Okay? So now I can use Pythagorean theorem. Again, you probably at this point are not writing this out. You're probably just saying, okay, 12 squared, oh, I didn't even, I just knew it was 144. I know, weird misspelled cackle. 35 times 35 is 1,225. I'm going to add 144 to that. I get 1,369. I'm going to square root it, and I get 37. Okay? Number 9, same type of problem, but they put it on a grid for me. Okay? So I can draw these. And we've done these a lot in class. We had these as our warm-up last week. So I can see that this is going 1, 2, this is 3 spaces. And when I look over here, even those are 2 here, it's skip counting. Like this would be 0, so that'd be 1, so that'd be 2, that'd be 3. So I'm skip counting by ones. So this length is 3 units long. 2, 3. And this length is 4 units long. And if I remember from right up here, 3, 4, 5 makes a right triangle. I don't really have to do anything, but if I don't remember that, 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. Oh, I didn't, sorry guys, I was finding that, right? Again, 6:50 in the morning. This is 9 squared No, oh my gosh. 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5. Okay. So my answer was 5, and if I clear all my writing here, I can see that's one of my choices. What is the missing side length in the triangle below? So again, when I'm looking, I'm given the hypotenuse, right? I'm given a number for the hypotenuse. So when I set this up, it's a squared, I'm going to use 21 squared, plus b squared equals 29 squared. Okay? 21 times 21 is 441. Somebody's emailing me. Nothing important. 29 times 29 is 841. I'm going to change the colors because it's hard to see. Since there is something on the side that I'm trying to find, I need to isolate the variable. I need to get the b by itself. I'm scratching those out. I'm not using my calculator here because I can see that 841 minus 441 is 400. And I get 20. Okay? Another problem. We're doing these same things over and over and over again, lots of different ways. Now they're giving you a triangle. You can draw it, a right triangle. Has legs of 9 centimeters and 40 centimeters. What is the length of the hypotenuse? So here's what most of you are probably going to do. You're probably not going to write it. 9 squared is 36. 40 squared is 1600. You would add those together, get 1636. You probably wouldn't even write all this down. Get the square root, and it's 40.45 is what that is going to round to. Okay? Let's see what's on the last page, see if I have time to do it or if I'm going to have to create a second video. Okay, I'm going to make a second video for these problems because it is 6:53. I have to be somewhere at 7:10, and I want to make sure I'm all set up. But this should help you get started with what you need, and then a little bit later in the day, I'll make the next video.